Ever since President Ibrahim Traore's rise into power, surviving in life, in a nutshell, and navigating challenges and adapting to change while maintaining the needs of Burkina Faso and building strong relationships have been prevailing. His leadership has not been about just existing, but thriving and working in the face of adversity. In a series of coup attempts, Burkina Faso's president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, narrowly escaped an assassination attempt by poisoning. This malicious plot, allegedly carried out by a spy embedded within the government ranks, has continued to shake the country's leadership and exposed the deep levels of espionage. Even though the details remained classified, reports indicate that the plot involved one of the president's close members. This merciless spy was positioned within the presidential crew for months, gathering critical intelligence and waiting for the right moment to carry out the duty. Tasked with delivering a poisoned drink or food to the captain in a recent high-profile meeting, the poison was reportedly a deadly substance capable of causing immense havoc, even leading to the death of the precious captain if ingested. But how did he manage to survive? Sources reveal that President Traore was already aware of the plot and had taken all possible measures to avoid the deadly plot. The assailant was unaware that the president had already been explained to of the potential threat to his life. The president, who has earned respect for his strategic decisions, especially managing the country's security challenges, reportedly received intelligence about the plot from an undisclosed source within Burkina Faso's security circle. A source close to the president's office revealed that President Traore has always been vigilant about his safety and the security of his country. They add that he has a robust intelligence network that constantly feeds him real-time up. With such network feeding him information, he took measures to foil the assassination attempt before it could unfold. President Ibrahim Traore is wise. When he was informed about the poisoning attempt, he acted swiftly to ensure his safety and avoid putting the country in chaos, as sources reveal. After this incident, someone may wish to know what next. After the foiled poisoning attempt, the government has launched an extensive investigation to track down the spy and those who may have been complicit in the conspiracy. Burkina authorities are alleged to be interrogating multiple individuals, including those within the president's deep circle. In a statement released by the government, Captain Traore's spokesperson assured the nation that the president was in good health and that security agencies were working tirelessly to apprehend those responsible for the plot. With these instances allegedly coming out, Africa, most especially youths, are coming out to ring far-reach alarms in declaration of support for the precious captain. The rift between President Ibrahim Traore and Destabilizers seems becoming serious, while his work for Burkina Faso is becoming more significant with no need for interruption. Africans are becoming increasingly more concerned about never-ending coup attempts against President Ibrahim Traore. What does this mean? Africa's sovereignty faces challenges stemming from its history of colonialism and the legacy of externally imposed borders, which continue to impact governance and economic development. Additionally, concerns about the loss of sovereignty within regional integration efforts and the influence of external actors like international lending organizations raise questions about African nations' ability to fully control their own destinies. At the beginning of the 21st century, Africa, according to the United Nations Commission for Africa, stood as the poorest, the most technologically backward, the most debt-distressed, and the most marginalized region in the world. African nations are now forming new and emerging powerful alliances that hold the ability to alter the established global order. The implication of what constitutes sovereignty across much of Africa, especially south of the Sahara, has changed tremendously over the years. These has been shown by emergence of new Pan-Africanists who are willing to cut the chains that have all been tied around the continent. President Ibrahim Traore is looked at as leading an immense revolution aimed at Africa's attainment of sovereignty. As the transformation of the sovereign across Africa, with the transfer of political power from the former colonial authorities to African-led governments, which was an exercise that ensured that sovereignty was still covertly exercised by the former imperialists, through exercising control over the means of production, education and commerce, technology and even the arts, has shown few signs of success. These new revolutionists want to change all these. President Ibrahim Traore, together with colleagues in the Alliance of Sahel States, have shown the continent that Africa can attain sovereignty and simultaneously transform for better. These leaders have shown that leadership is about care and transformation, not about using power to put a nation at a crossroads. Understanding that a nation needs you, the leader, to know that every sector of the nation needs progress is what shows that a leader cares, is what Africans have been yearning for. Ever since President Ibrahim Traore's rise into power, rapid transformation has prevailed in Burkina Faso, a thing which Africans don't want to wake up missing, especially continuing coup attempts against the captain. Indeed, Africa is at the edge of the need to work on its all-long prevailing challenges, such as conflicts that have stagnated economic growth and development of the continent. Conflicts on the African continent have had far-reaching negative impacts, affecting human lives, economies, and the environment. These impacts include displacement of populations, economic losses, reduced social development, and the destruction of infrastructure. Additionally, conflicts have exacerbated existing inequalities, undermined governance, and hindered long-term development. Involving militant groups, including a number of terrorist groups, rising Pan-Africanists, for this case, President Ibrahim Traore, have come out to change this song. What has annoyed these emerging Pan-Africanists is that why international peacekeeping organizations have failed to combat spreading conflicts on the continent. Hence, they have decided to shift to Russia, China, and Turkey, among others, a thing which the West says is harmful for the continent. No matter all these, President Ibrahim Traore has managed to thrive through all the coup attempts against him.